Good afternoon. Today we actually made it to the range. There's a few things there I would like to cover. One, that is a public range. There's a lot of other shooters, and one of the things I've learned about this through editing so far is that when a shot goes off, the sound kind of fades, so it's hard to hear me. So there's a few things I want to go over here real quick. My main objective, of course, as you know, is to work on this Bearlie 10mm project. And a reminder, I'm running a 41-250 F1 bullet that's specifically designed for me through Accurate Arms. It runs out of my mold in the composite that I'm working with for lead. I'm running about 242 grains. For my purposes, I'm calculating that as just straight up 240 for the numbers. I'm using Accurate Arms number 9 as my powder source. And a reminder real quick that I determined a starting load, but because it was so close to the end of other finished loads, I chose to go another grain lower. And for practical purposes, everything today went well, and for the sake of argument, I don't think my 1 grain below is necessary for me to discuss. What I want to go with is my starting load and where it ended up. With that, I will proceed to the actual day at the range. Now, just a quick reminder, we're working with the 10mm Bearlie project, and we're starting at 1 grain below what I determined was a starting load. And I'm not expecting anything special today other than information as to how to proceed from here. Okay? Here we go. Ready? $11.33.
11 what?
11.33.
All right.
And as you can see, no problem extracting. Okay. 11.25. Can you read them?
Yeah.
I'm not a big. Yeah, it's a big.
That's 1100 even.
Honestly, if I didn't have to buy one,
11.36. 11.49. So for kicks, I'm going to pull these out one at a time. They're coming out just fine. And that's actually a good sign that I'm running about, if I'm going by the numbers, about 11:30. I already know what the goal is for the velocity I need to hit that 900 foot-pounds. Here we go. 11.50. 11:39.
Get, like, this is a 15 and this one's a 12. So like,
Okay.
just be like, yeah, behind.
But that's supposedly equal to the 50.
Oh, we got 1191 on that one.
12 right here.
Oh,
And then
really?
13.
Yeah.
1128.
Okay, yeah. Here.
1146.
I just loaded one.
Error. I think we'll find out. Yep. And come out in a 6 moon clip. Just we're going to step up to the next one. So we are up 1 full grain on this next road. Okay.
I know. It's super crisp.
I forgot about this one.
Yeah.
1222.
I want to get. I've been debating a threaded 9 like that.
Yeah. I think this Kimber was like
1196.
I got it with this case and 3 mags. It was like after tax, I think it's just touched 18. I mean, it wasn't that bad. Only that.
Yeah.
But
Duplicate 1196.
I don't like that a lot. I like how small that is.
No,
Like,
that's what I liked about it. It's just nice and sleek. Like I don't know if you noticed.
yeah.
1235.
Like mine's probably the same size. Mine's thicker.
Yeah,
Yours is super thin. So
Yeah.
that, like, I can imagine that's pretty easy to conceal.
No, it's super. Like I really like oversized tees.
1193.
Yeah, exactly. Me too. I don't really like tight jeans. Like, of course, I'm wearing a tight one right now. Usually, I got like
Yeah.
these Carhartts.
Yeah,
on
the
and
Carhartts
stuff.
and all that.
Yeah.
1171. I think that's it.
Yep, that was 6.
And let's see how these come out. No problem. So, if the last 6 rounds of this goes as Hoyle, or as so far, this is good indication we're going to make 900 foot-pounds of energy easily. I can tell you right now, I'm close to 800 already. Okay, here we go.
Yeah, it's good.
1200 even.
Sometimes it'll get jammed,
Yeah.
and I'll have to straight up through it.
Oh, okay.
It's super.
1214.
It didn't start doing it until the last time I went, but yeah, all of a sudden the trigger starts like popping out of place.
Really?
1217. That one's 1160. 1212. I'm not sure I got another one here.
That is nice. That
Yeah.
makes me wish I bought one.
I
No,
don't.
it's
And again,
you don't contact.
coming out just fine.
Yeah.
I got it off this.
I got one more surprise round that might be a surprise. We'll see. Might get cut out of the video altogether. We're gonna give it a shot. See what happens. Okay. Sure. That one's 1158. So at this point, you know that what the numbers were for both as far as velocities as I was shooting. So I'm going to give you the synopsis now. One is the average for the beginning load, and I started to burn off some paper, so it's going to drift this way just because it can. But I'm giving you the numbers that I have for the starting load for the 10 millimeter Bearlie, and I do have it here with me just so you can see it. Now, of course, I guess I better give you another one. I'm not doing this just to fond it like, you know, MR Bean does, but it is what it is. So the average velocity turned out for my starting load was 1,211 feet per second. On an average, I had an extreme spread of 75 at that one. So right now, I think I tend to believe that the extreme spread will tighten up as closer I get to an actual full cartridge or case. And so the average velocity, as I already stated, was 1,211 feet per second, which is pretty darn close to where I was objective was to start as a base. And okay, and another reminder is my goal is to beat 900 foot-pounds of energy. So at 1,211 feet per second, I got a foot-pounds of energy number of 781.65 foot-pounds and a TKO of 16.60. I'm well on my way. And also, as you can see, there is no trouble with expansion. There's no flattening of the primer by any means yet. I got to admit, this is probably the first time I used accurate number 9, and it appears to be quite smoky powder coming out of the revolver. And but that's not neither here nor there. It was doing what it was supposed to do. Also, if you care to see, it was, for me anyway, in my eyesight, I was shooting probably a good 8 inches low and about 4.5 to 5 inches to the right. But that's not what I was there to do, was to sight the gun in. If I'd have done that, I would have put up the crick bill in to help me because of my eyesight issues. But nonetheless, over general, it was running that off. But at 781 foot-pounds of energy, I'm well on my way, and I think it's a good start. Again, my goal is if it doesn't hit 900 foot-pounds of energy, that I've failed. At this point, I'm not only confident I can make 900 foot-pounds of energy, but I feel I can do a damn sight better. I'm going to go another full grain up from here on the next 12 rounds. And by the way, these are 11 round averages instead of 12, because for some reason, one out of every one of those 2 cylinders came up as air. And as long as I'm talking about came up as air and every one of those 12, the new chronograph, my old chronograph, I tested it before I went to the range, and I couldn't get it to clock off nothing. And that's part of the course of where it was after I'd hit a sensor with a hang fire, a little over a year ago. So I ended up with a brand spanking new one, affordable brand spanking new one. And one thing I will say is I am impressed at how simple that thing is to run. The old one I had more buttons and more functions that you had to be up on all the time to use. And this one was simply off, meters per second, feet per second. And that's all you needed to know. It didn't care how many you put in a string, where before, if I did 6 to a string, it would automatically make me reset for no string. And it turned out to be very user friendly. It's not the fancy new ones, you know, like the Garmin's and the Radar Labs or anything like that. It was just the old style, but just one switch. Worked great. So right now, like I said, I think I'm well on my way to my 900 foot-pounds of energy. If I'm going to make a guess, and this is a guess, so don't hold me 100% to it, but I think I can hit 1,030, 1,040 overall if I push it that far. Because one, the revolver's made to handle it, and two, this is going at a pretty fair pace. But like I said, if I don't break that 1,000, wasn't my goal to begin with. So with that, came here wearing your feelings on your sleeves, looking to get butt hurt. Well, you probably came to the right place.